right, how do we cue an entrance or a new sound in any piece of music? We want to walk that back and think about what we talked about at the beginning of all of this, which is preparatory gestures. Every cue has to have a preparation, and that's the sending of information in advance to the musician about what's about to happen, or information about your expectation as the conductor, the kind of sound you want them to make. Again, if the musicians have advance information, advance warning, if you will, they can do anything that you want them to do. But minus that advance warning, they're not going to be successful because they don't know what you want. In speech, we would just talk to each other and tell one another what we want. But in nonverbal communication, that requires some advance motion, a preparatory gesture, or what we might even call a wind-up if we want to use the sports analogy for that a little bit. So if I want you to make a heavy entrance and I'm giving a cue that's coming across my body and then I'm making that entrance happen at this point in space, the important part of that is the preparation, the motion of my hand away from that point in a style that reflects the performance that I want to have happen. So if I want that to be a very gentle entrance, I'm going to come away gently and I'm going to approach gently. If I want that to have more punch to it or more weight to it, I'm going to move quicker and move quickly to that point in space. So it's the preparation and then the arrival. And then, of course, there's the question of what happens after the arrival. Does my hand simply become motionless in space, or does it continue to move? That has everything to do with the kind of sound that you want to have happen. If you're concerned not only with an entrance, but then the resonance of sound after that, the hand has to keep moving through that point in space. Conversely, if you have, for example, a pizzicato entrance that's going to have its own resonance just by virtue of how it's performed, just getting the hand to arrive at that place with very little motion afterward can work. But I think that's more the exception than the rule. Most music that we cue has sustain and life after the cue. So let's prepare that, and then let's show the way that that's supposed to move afterward. In context, what does that look like? Well, let's go back to the ubiquitous 4 pattern that we've used so many times. And I'm keeping track of that time in my right hand. In the left hand, I'm going to give a cue on beat 3 right now. So I'm going to prepare it in advance. Here's the preparation on beat 2 and then beat 3. So as the baton on the right hand arrives on beat 3, the left hand is arriving in space. So let's put that in context. Again, we're in time here. I prepare and put that cue on beat 3. Again, that's prepare and on beat 3. And I can do that in any beat of the measure. Maybe I want that to be on beat 4 now. So I'm going to prepare here, beat 4. Again, in context, beat pattern. Beat 4. We can do that on beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, whatever you want to do. So the keys here are decide about the kind of sound you want in the cue, prepare it with a gesture that looks like the sound that the musicians are about to make, and then make a determination about the resonance of sound and how the hand is going to move afterward, unless, of course, it's a very closed, pizzicato, dry sort of sound.